Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dimitri. Today I'm gonna show you a quick way to group by data frames in Python. So in this scenario, I'm using Jupyter notebooks, but you could be using something else. Okay. So in this scenario, I'm just gonna call my libraries the normal libraries, that you use all the time, because I'm gonna need those later. So NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib library. I'm going to call my CSV file. I'm going to store this in this COVID Wisconsin variable. So let's see what's this about. So I'm going to run this real quick, and I'm going to show you real quick the data. So the data is basically a few cities in the state of Wisconsin. I have people with some ages, females, males, blood type, and if they're smokers or not. So this is basically all the data. This is fake data. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to group females and males by city. So I'm going to kind of use two filters, and then I'm going to count how many people are there in those cities. So in order to do that, I'm going to create a variable. So let's say I want to create a group by city variable, because we're grouping by city. That's the main idea. And then here I'm going to say, okay, my COVID Wisconsin, which is this one. Okay, I'm just basically calling this variable, and I'm going to call a method. This method is called group by, and then I'm going to specify some parameters. So here, my first parameter is going to tell me what do you want to group by. So I want to group by city. So I'm going to select my city column, which is right here. So I want to filter by city. And in this scenario, I also want to filter by sex. So give me all the cities, and after giving me all those cities, specify how many females and how many males per city I have. So I'm actually kind of applying two filters. So the name of this column will be sex, and then my other parameter will be uh, state. Why? Because all of this data is coming from this state of Wisconsin. So I only have Wisconsin here, so that's going to be my state. So all this data is coming from my state. And finally, I'm going to count uh, how many people based on sex we have in these cities. That's pretty much all the logic that we have there. So I'm going to run this, and I'm going to add one of these cells here so I can try this, and I can see if my filters are working or not. So let's just run this, and let's see. So I can see that I have the cities here, and I have in each city, let's say Grafton, I have 3 females, 3 males. If I go to Milwaukee, I have 25 female, 14 males. So that's pretty much it. So that's how you guys can use the group by function. But let's try a couple of filters um, so we can analyze this better. So what if I decide to get rid of the sex? I just want to count how many people I have in these cities, but I want to get rid of the sex. So let's see if it works or not. So if I got if I get rid of the sex and I run it again, okay, it actually didn't run. Let me just run this again and again. Okay, yeah, I did something wrong. Okay, now I got it. So I got the city here. You can see that Grafton have three. Remember that it was three male and three female. So I got the total of those, which is six. Then I got Kenosha, Madison, Mequon, and Milwaukee. So actually my filters are working also with only one condition. Okay, let's try a different filter. So now I want to say, okay, I want to have my symptoms. I want to kind of, like filter by symptoms. So let's try to do that. Let's see if it works. So if I go back to my group by function and I type symptoms and then again state, because all of this data is coming from this state, it's going to be my condition. Okay, if I run this, I should have something more related, something more related, sorry, towards the symptoms. So that's it. So you could see that there is 54 people with slight symptoms, 11 people deceased, 11 people with serious and moderate symptoms. So that's pretty much the data. Okay, so this filter is also working. Let's see if I can also apply the sex variable here so we can wrap this up. This should also work. Let's run this. And that's perfect. So you could have all the symptoms, but also specified uh, by female and male. So that's perfect. So that's it. So that's how you guys can work with this in a data frame in Python. So I hope you guys like the video and I'll see you next.